The silence was unbearable. I stood at the threshold of our bedroom, staring at my wife, Lissa. She sat on the bed, her fingers moving mechanically, scrolling through her phone, her face bathed in the cold glow of the screen. Every time I reached out, whether with a gentle touch, a meaningful glance, or even just trying to talk, she withdrew, like I wasn't even there. The warmth that once existed between us had faded into something distant, something cold and unrecognizable. I had tried everything. Small gestures, kind words, even sex. Yet nothing seemed to break the invisible wall that had grown between us. At first, I thought it was a phase, a momentary distance caused by stress. But as weeks turned into months, it became clear something was seriously wrong. The intimacy we once shared had become non-existent. And it wasn't just physical. It was emotional, too. I felt like I was talking to a ghost, to someone I no longer knew. Lissa, I said softly, my voice more desperate than I intended. Can we talk? She didn't even look up. Not now, she muttered, barely audible. The rejection stung. I had never felt more invisible in my life. Swallowing hard, I fought against the bitterness rising in my chest. Please, I tried again. We need to talk. Something's been off for months. She sighed, still not looking at me. I don't know what you want me to say. Her voice was distant, emotionless. I'm just tired. Tired. That word. She had used it so many times. But how much longer could I accept it as an excuse? I was tired, too. Tired of trying. Tired of feeling unwanted. Tired of watching her shut down, knowing that no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't turn her back on. I was angry. But more than that, I was confused. Where had we gone wrong? When did we stop caring? That night, after another failed attempt at connection, I found myself sitting in the dark living room, staring at my phone. Hours had passed. Spent trying to reach her, try to understand, but I was no closer to answers. The emptiness in my chest was suffocating. Then, around midnight, a message from Natalie popped up on my screen. Natalie, an old friend from college. We had always shared a flirty bond. Nothing serious, just a playful back and forth that I convinced myself was innocent. Even after I married Lissa, she remained in the background. A casual conversation here and there. Nothing more. Or so I had told myself. Tonight, though, the temptation was different. My emotional state, lonely, desperate, frustrated, was a perfect storm. And there it was. Hey, what are you up to tonight? I stared at the screen. My heart raced. What was I doing? It was easy to justify. I wasn't doing anything wrong, right? Just talking to an old friend. A friend. But deep down, I knew it was more than that. I was searching for something that had been missing for too long. I didn't think twice. Not much. Just chilling. Seconds later, she responded. I'm in town for the night. Thought we could catch up. Maybe grab a drink? My heart pounded. Excitement mixed with guilt. I wasn't thinking clearly anymore. All I wanted was to feel something. Anything. That resembled the affection and attention I had once shared with Lissa. I had been suffocating in my own home. And Natalie's message felt like an escape. Yeah, let's do it. Where? It was set. I got up from the couch, my hands shaking slightly. I glanced at Lissa, still hunched over her phone, lost in whatever world she had created. She didn't even look up as I grabbed my jacket and headed for the door. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't even feel like I needed to. The drive to the bar was a blur. My mind raced with guilt, shame, excitement, all tangled together. What was I doing? But I didn't stop. Not until I pulled into the parking lot and caught my own reflection in the rear-view mirror. I barely recognized a man staring back at me. Was I really about to do this? I got out of the car and walked inside. The bar was dimly lit, the music loud and indistinct. Exactly what I needed, a distraction. And then, there she was, Natalie. She was already sitting at the bar, looking exactly as I remembered. Confident, beautiful, easy to talk to. She greeted me with a smile, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I felt seen, really seen. We talked for hours. The conversation flowed naturally, but beneath it was something else, something deeper, something darker. It wasn't just the alcohol. It was the chemistry, the spark we had always had. But tonight, it wasn't just playful banter anymore. There was an edge to it, a pull. She laughed at something I said, her hand lightly touching mine. The sensation sent a shiver down my spine. I hadn't felt that kind of connection in so long. Lissa and I used to be like this. But now, those memories felt distant. As the night wore on, I found myself leaning in closer. The space between us was shrinking. It wasn't just attraction. It was a need to feel wanted, to feel desired. Something I hadn't felt in ages. Something I hadn't even realized I was craving until now. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Lissa. "Where are you?" My stomach dropped. She knew. Of course she knew. It didn't matter that we were just talking, that nothing had happened yet. It didn't matter that I had come here looking for comfort and attention. I was already crossing a line. I looked at Natalie, my chest tightening. "I have to go," I said. Standing up, something came up. She looked at me, confusion on her face. "Are you okay?" she asked, her voice softer now. I forced a smile. "Yeah, I'll talk to you soon." I paid the tab and rushed out. My heart pounded the entire drive home. What had I done? What had I been doing all this time? What kind of man was I? When I walked through the door, Lissa was waiting, arms crossed, expression cold. The silence between us was suffocating. "I know what's been going on," she said, her voice like a blade through glass. "I saw the messages. I knew you were seeing her again." I froze. There was no denying it now. She shook her head, tears welling in her eyes. "I've been waiting for you to come to me, to talk, to fix this. But you didn't. You went to her instead." "I'm sorry," I whispered, my voice cracking. I didn't know what else to do. She exhaled sharply, as if she'd been holding it in for months. "You don't fix it by running away. You fix it by facing it." She turned and walked away. And in that moment, I realized this wasn't just about an affair. It wasn't about rejection or the desperate need for validation. It was about what we had lost and what we were both responsible for. The next morning, she was gone. She left me a note. "I can't do this anymore. I need space. I need time." And as I read those words, I realized something. Rejection isn't just about not being wanted. It's about not wanting yourself. And in trying to fill that void with someone else, I had only made it deeper. And now I was left to face it alone.